Okay.
Word up, man. The incomparable Hus Kingpin.
Yes, sir.
Man, this was an active day you had. It's been an active year you've had too, man. The music's always been flame. You've always been a trendsetter in this culture. Today it looked like you had a few things you wanted to get off your chest about.
Nah, we just talking about a couple things online, man.
Okay.
You know?
So
that's about it.
So in your when was this whole, whether they call it lo-fi hip hop, whatever the name of the wave is right now, I just feel like you've been so early on this movement. There's been so many other people that I feel like have walked through different doors that you opened or that you brought to the forefront to people who might not have been as aware at given points in time. You and a few other people, but definitely yourself.
Yeah, I think they open the doors for themselves. You know what I'm saying? But
so let's go straight. Let's go straight.
I just put on for people. You know what I'm saying? I just show support and supported them and shit like that. But as far as like the doors and all of that, you know, they did that shit themselves. You know what I'm saying? Mach and Gunn, they got their own relationship. You know what I'm saying? I introduced them to each other, but that's a separate relationship. You know what I mean?
So when's the first time you met Westside Gunn?
2014, when he came to my crib. We was chopping up online, and he flew out here. It was like the summer. It was like I was only out here for a couple months, you know.
So how did you? So you just, you know, you followed his music online. You guys are fans of each other. You guys, and then you guys first.
I got onto his music from Planet Asia, because I guess A. Rashid gave Planet Asia the tape. Asia hit me up. He was like, "Yo, check this dude out." I looked it up online, and that's when I hit Gunn up, and then there you go.
Word up. So everything been cool. So today, for example, you mentioned how there was friction between you and Westside. Where did that come from? How did that start?
Just a misunderstanding, I guess. I mean, at first we got into it because, I mean, I told us before, but the first time we got into it was over miscommunication on the phone. And I was in Atlanta at my shorty's crib. Where she lived, it was just like, no, the reception was foul, you know what I mean? So I used to have to go outside and talk to him and shit like that. I guess sometimes he would call me and I wouldn't get the phone call because, like I said, in the crib, she didn't have no reception or whatever. But that was the first time we got into it. But I really don't know where Easter Gun Day and all that shit came from. You know what I mean? I really don't know, honestly. You had to ask him that. You know what I'm saying?
And when was the first time you met Mach? You met him through Planet Asia put you on?
I met Mach through Rose.
Okay.
Because Rose and Mach used to fuck with each other back in Long Island. And I had met Mach in Atlanta. Rose was with him, and then Mach started coming through with my, you know, I stole rooftop parties at my crib and shit like that. And yeah, I mean, I've been trying to link them back together. You know, they're stubborn, man. Rappers are fucking stubborn, right?
Yeah. So fill people in who aren't as aware as you are and as aware as some people are.
In regards to what?
What you talking about online today?
Well, I mean, I said a lot, but
all right, we'll start right here. Not gonna say what me and Mach got into it over because it was really dumb miscommunication, but it was just another case of me looking out for him, but miscommunication got involved since we were texting.
Yeah, he thought I told him I was gonna pay him. He needed some bread. I said, yo, I'm gonna give you some bread, just do these videos for me. It was 4 videos. And our conversation was just short and direct like that because I didn't really think anything of it. You know what I'm saying? It was just me. My man told me need some bread, yo, here. You know what I'm saying? Just do this for me. And I didn't think anything of it. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know that he was going back doing all, you know, I gave him my Netflix password because it was for House of Cards. It was when I was doing Hus Kingpin. You know what I mean? And I had gave him my Netflix password, and he downloaded all the videos and shit. You know, I didn't know that he was going through all of them shits, and he wanted me to just pay him one payment. You know what I'm saying? And then we didn't really even get into it because we didn't really get to talk. We actually never talked about this. You know what I'm saying? It just carried on like everything else. You know what I'm saying? Miscommunications, complications, right? It just carried on. And then, you know, eventually we ended up speaking, but we didn't even speak about that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's just me trying to look out for niggas, and we just had a miscommunication. You know what I'm saying? Mach is a good dude. You know, it's just that was a miscommunication. It wasn't nothing like niggas was trying to, you know what I mean? I ain't look at it like that.
Here's another one. So now I got both my niggas, Westside Gunn and Mach Hommy, that I put on 4 that I came in with, and they're both mad at me. So they both start flexing on me.
Yeah. I just felt like if the tables were turned, right? If the tables were turned and I was that guy up there, I would never do that to them or leave them, and they know that.
I don't know, man. I mean, is it fair to say, because right now, without all the details, because, you know, I know it sometimes it'd be tough to get it all out, I guess.
Yeah.
Right now, it just seems like real petty stuff. I got, you know, short conversations over text, over video shoots.
Absolutely.
Downloaded videos off of Netflix.
Yeah. It's that simple. It's that simple, Just. You ain't bugging. It's that simple. Like it's nothing more, nothing less. You know what I'm saying?
So what's the energy that you're getting from them? Like, what do you think? If you put yourself in their shoes, where do you think that's coming from?
If I put myself in their shoes, what?
Where do you think that the energy that they have towards you right now, where do you think that's coming from? Because right now, you know, it really sounds like it shouldn't be anything. But then at the same time, you know, you addressed it. You shared a lot today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you clearly felt like you need to get it out there.
I feel like it shouldn't be nothing, if that's what you're asking me.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really tell you what they feel like in their shoes. You know what I'm saying? You know, we only really talked briefly. You know what I'm saying? Through a DM or a text or something like that, but it's not like, I haven't been around these dudes in a while. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know these guys anymore, honestly. You know, I don't know if that sounds harsh, but I don't really even know these guys anymore, but I love them still. You know what I'm saying?
So when's the last time?
I don't know how they feel. You know what I'm saying, Just?
Right. So what made you decide to talk about this today?
Well, I like to go on Twitter and talk my shit. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, I feel like it shouldn't be nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's really what's it about? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm happy, I will say this, I'm happy that they got over their shit, because I ain't put them together for them to start beefing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't put them together for that shit. You know, but like I said, they have their own we have individual relationships, so that got nothing to do with me. I'm not a part of this other. You know what I'm saying? I might have been there in the beginning while niggas was building, but
so
matter of fact, fuck that. Niggas need to have my picture in that gallery.
That's what I'm saying. Because to me, that's what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? It looks like, you know, honestly, from the outside looking in, correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like cats are influencing each other, then they start flexing when they get some light. That's what it looks like from over here. Am I wrong?
I mean, I feel like that. Like I said, you have to ask them. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that. It's a little flexible, but, you know, it's a different time now. It's like, the label shit ain't really it. That's why you see Gunn go with Shady and then leave. What, fucking 6 months later? You know what I mean? A year, I don't know, a couple years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That shit ain't really it. It's not really a machine anymore. You know, it's kind of like you could stand next to somebody and get some clout, but it ain't really no machine like that. And that machine started dying out when when that Rockefeller shit popped off. That's why you don't see any of them niggas. Chris Neat, Bleak, Emil, Beanie, nobody.
All right, so what was it like the first time you met Mach in person? Just take me to that moment. Like, you guys, Rose connected y'all were in the studio. Was y'all cool? What was it?
We was at, I forget where we was at, but the first time we actually kicked it, he came to my rooftop party. Like I told you, I used to throw rooftop parties in the air, a bunch of chicks running around. You know what I'm saying? It was fly. And we have a good time. And then after that, we formed a relationship because Mark is West Indian, he's Haitian. You know, I'm Trini and Bajan, you know what I'm saying? You're Bajan too, Just.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we formed that. You know what I mean? And then he started coming through. We would come through my crib, we would record at my crib like, all the time and smoke weed. Mark was smoking good weed before me. I had to move to Cali to smoke weed. I was still in New York. Where I was still smoking, you know what I mean?
Right.
But
yeah, I wasn't smoking crazy.
Mark's a good dude, man. He a good dude. I just think that right now. That's why I said I don't know them anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't say that in a harsh way. Like, it's just a disconnect as far as sometimes separation between, and that's what I think also started the riff. Separation. You know what I'm saying? I was with Mach, we was hanging out every day. He just come to my crib. Gunn would come and fly out here. The nigga wouldn't even tell me. He was just like, yo, Hus, I'm in LA. Where you at? You know what I'm saying? So it was frequent. Separation, and then sometimes it does that.
When was the first time you kicked it with Westside, with Westside Gunn? What was that like?
It was good. We came through, chilling. You know what I'm saying? I was complimenting all the sneakers and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just remember Rose walking in the crib. He didn't know who Gunn was. He just walking in the crib, came back with one of his shorties and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was good. It was a good time. That's when I met Abe Rashid. I didn't know who he was.
Gotcha.
Gunn introduced me to him.
So the time goes on and everybody's doing their own thing. And people just
everybody do their own thing, and then they get into it. And then that's what I was like, because I didn't understand it at first, why niggas was beefing with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I never came into contact with that kind of energy before until I started, excuse me. So I started dealing with like musicians and shit. You know what I mean? Rapping, like shit like that. But, you know, it was weird for me. You know what I mean? To come in contact with that.
And where do you think it was coming from outside of those incidents that you said was miscommunication? Where do you think the energy was coming from, though?
You know, honestly, I think a little competition. I mean, that's all I could put it on. You know what I'm saying? I think a little bit of competition came into play. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I don't know why niggas wanted to compete. I wasn't even popping like that. I was just, you know already. I was just on Nah Right, Two Dope Boys. These things don't even exist anymore, Jay. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if, you know, I just remember me sending their music out to Two Dope Boys and Nah Right, all that shit. You know what I mean? It wasn't no competition. How am I gonna compete with some niggas that I openly supported? Openly. Not behind closed doors like these niggas, you know what I'm saying? Openly. You know, I don't know.
And their light wasn't there yet.
What's up?
And their light wasn't there yet. They weren't getting.
Nah, this is 2013, 2014. You know what I'm saying? This is early. This is a different era. You know what I'm saying? This is genuity that I'm showing them. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm just telling this to voice a voice of impact because sometimes that shit gets, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, Jay, sometimes that shit gets suppressed because opportunities and all of that shit. You know, as I grow, as a nigga grow, there's a lot of things that I just stopped really, you know what I mean, holding on to.
Yeah.
And the things that I wanted before, I don't want anymore. You know, I don't. I never want to be famous enough to where TMG's following me around, ever. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've been in clubs, Jay, where this is how I know this shit ain't really for me. I'm just nice. I've been in clubs and, you know, dudes come up to me, yo, Hus, and I'm fucking smashed, Jay. I'm with some shorties, you know what I mean? Yo, take some pictures and all that shit's uncomfortable for me. Another nigga, he loves that. You heard? That gets his gears going. That grinds his gears. Not me.
Yeah. So 2013, 14, everything was a little different in terms of the attention that they were getting. But that also sounds, yeah. But it also sounds like that's the point when if I'm not wrong based on what you said, it sounds like that's when some of the first friction started showing up, some of the miscommunication you were talking about.
Miscommunication because I left Atlanta, so then me and Mach had a disconnect, right? Then I come to LA, you know what I'm saying? Gunn's coming out here, and I really can't even put a finger on it of when, you know. I think when I had, because I moved to LA 2014, and I talked about it online today when I got my shorty pregnant. I had went back to Atlanta for about 6 months, right? And that's when I had got my ex pregnant. And that's when I was staying at her crib. And she lived out in the fucking boonies. And Gunn lived like 15, 20 minutes from there. You know what I'm saying? So I used to go outside and talk to this nigga on the phone. You know. I don't know, Just. This is a lot of shit, man. You know what I mean? I can't really put a finger on it, honestly.
So
I think that's what it started though. When I went back to Atlanta and we got that miscommunication of phone calls. You know what I'm saying? Of him thinking that I'm not answering his phone calls when really, nigga, I'm not even getting them. That was the first thing because I had popped up at his A3C show. He didn't even know I was it. I popped up there. I'm sitting down there. He like, yo, my nigga, you not answering my phone calls. I'm like, what are you talking about, my nigga?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Mach used to make jokes about that for a while too. Like, yo, Hus, you're not answering my phone calls.
And this is when you was in Atlanta and they had bad reception. You was missing stuff.
My nigga, it was a fucking boonies, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I lived in the A, I lived in the city, I lived in Midtown. I had to fly shit popping. But, you know, when I went back, I just went back for a little bit because, you know what I mean? My ex is back. Like, she's fucking Stacey Dash in the flesh. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you influenced their styles?
Nah. Not at all. They already had it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think happened between them two?
I don't know. Like I said, they had their own individual relationship. You know what I mean? I honestly have no idea. But I will tell you this. I know nobody's bitch got fucked. Nobody got shot. Nobody got stabbed. Nobody booked nobody. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand what niggas beefing over. I don't understand it. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like I said, I'm happy to see them get back together because I ain't put that together for none of this bummer ass fuckery. You know what I mean?
Right. So when you shared earlier some emails about when you put them two in touch.
Yeah, and I shouldn't have did that because I had put Mach's email in there, and I apologize for doing that. Mm. But what you said?
So you put them together because you was like, yo, you guys should fuck with each other?
What's that?
So you put them together so they could work together so that
yes. Because Gunn needed a video done. Okay. And I was in LA at the time and I called Mach. I said, yo, Mach, nigga, Gunn, he needs the shit done. You know what I'm saying? because Mach used to shoot videos. He's ill with all of that shit. Mach is a one whole package. You know what I'm saying? And I was in LA. You know, Gunn lives in the A. You know what I'm saying? I just linked them together. And they linked up and Murder, She Wrote.
So you have another one in here. You said you ain't seen the Frank tape yet. He was asking for a verse. Oh, there was about a verse that was supposed to come through. What happened with that?
Yeah, I mean, that was just Victims of Bold. He put it on something else, though.
Okay, word. So that actually came through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that came out.
I don't know, man. Like I look at, I get, it's like I find myself in conversations with cats who don't really understand any of this either. I got 4 texts today after I was reading your tweets.
It ain't nothing to understand. Look, yo, Jay, you asking me.
Yeah.
You see how I'm all over the place. Yo, dog, like, you know what I mean? Come on, son.
So when's the last time you reached out to either of them?
I don't have their numbers. I have a new phone.
I'm saying, but you got, I mean, there's social media. There's other ways. You got people in common. You can pass a message.
We'll talk during the end. But Mach, last time I talked to Mach, honestly, excuse me, was a couple of, maybe a year ago or a year and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? And he called me asking me for Rhapsody's manager's number. Because when we had went to A2C back in 2013 or some shit, I was talking to Rhapsody and shit.
When was the last time you talked to Gunn?
I talked to Gunn. Shit, I talked to Gunn yesterday.
Oh, so y'all good then too?
It's all good. I'm just saying, is it really? Come on, Jay.
It's hard for me to tell, man. Like, to me, it seems like, you know, it's really just been distance and circumstance more than anything else.
That's all I'm saying. It's distance,
you know?
Bro. I've done this shit. You know, my pop's in the military, man. He's a nigga you gotta salute. I done been all over this shit. I've been on tour my whole fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what distance creates. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know that shit can create an energy that is really nothing. You know what I'm saying? You talking to your man, you getting DMs about nothing. You trying to figure it out. It's nothing to figure out, bro. You can ask them niggas, and I guarantee you, they're gonna tell you the same thing I'm telling you. I don't know. Competition, blah, blah, blah. Nigga, nobody got shot, nigga. Nobody got robbed. Nobody's bitch got fucked. Nobody's baby. None of these things that you would have normal, typical beef with, okay? To be aggressive with somebody with. None of these things occur.
Yo, it's like that Key and Peele episode with when they're doing that Key and Peele episode talking about text. You can't tell tone over text. They go meet in the bar. One of them comes with like a baseball bat with nails in it, ready to kill the other one. The other one's just like, "What's up, man?"
Yeah, man. I don't know, God. You know what I'm saying? I that's me. I'm like, yo, what's up? I need to talk about, man. I'm not, and then it's like, yo, all right, cool. Y'all niggas want to be mad over something that is nothing? Fine. That's cool. But my nigga, it's been what, 6 years?
Right.
What y'all niggas holding on to, man? And it ain't even about like rap. I got so much music with these niggas. It ain't even about none of this. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I show niggas love before any of this shit. It ain't about that. Any of these niggas walking through right now, Jay, it's pure cock blowing right now. That's it. And you know that. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I think it's funny
I'm just like, yo, it ain't none of that energy, so what the fuck, man?
I think it's funny though, because, you know, out of everybody, you're the one that's, I mean, it's Gunn to a degree, but from my point of view, you've been real consistent about not wanting to stay in the rap lane. Like you've been
you're right.
consistent about, you know, the business side.
You're right. You're right. That's just because I just want to broaden my market. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a worldly nigga. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not just right there down the middle. Like I listen to Portishead. I listen to Bjork. I listen to Beck. I listen to Gato Barbieri. Like, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
These rap niggas only know one thing. That's about it.
Right.
And the producers don't know shit either. They only know what the fuck they sample.
Even if they still sample it. That's
I'm just saying, I grew up in a household with the records that these niggas sample.
Right, I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? And they only know these records because they bought them from the fucking shop for fucking $7.
Right.
They've been in my crib for fucking 40 years, you know? Shout out to my moms and my pops for 40th anniversary.
Congratulations, that's big.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, like, that's why I said, excuse me. That's why I said, like, the rap game is a broken home. And I don't come from that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't come from that, man. That broken home shit, man. I come from a big West Indian family. Nigga, I got like 13 cousins, nigga. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, but
that's the line. That's the tweet today to me that was the most powerful though. When you were like, rap has broken home vibes. I don't come from that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like my parents are still together too. My parents just paid off their house like last year, I think they did. And
you would never throw one of your family members away, right?
Oh, absolutely not. Never do that.
I'm not saying that they threw me away or anything like that. I'm just saying.
Right. I mean, just there's certain places my reflexes don't tell me that's where competition is, you know, from that standpoint.
That's all I'm saying, dog. How's your reflex telling you this is where the competition is? This is the nigga who telling everybody about you. I don't understand your logic, doggy. Buggy not. But you know what I'm saying? I love niggas. I'm gonna tell you this too. I would rather them be where they are now and feel how they feel about me, whatever the fuck it is, than us be where we were and they wasn't really lit. And you know what I mean?
Right.
If that makes sense.
I mean, if you, well, you said it sounded like you said earlier that y'all still cool and anything like that. So, you know, why would you even think that would be in the air to a degree?
What do you mean? Why would I think that?
Well, you say you talked to Gunn recently. Everything was cool. You said you talked to.
Do you see niggas on interviews talking about me? Niggas done had 14, 20 interviews.
Mm.
You ever heard niggas say one thing about me? One.
Yeah, I can't say I have.
Not 2 or 3, one.
Mm. You know, there was you mentioned Rhapsody earlier, and this was interesting because I remember when Hunte was saying that about Drake, how Drake would, in the beginning when he was trying to come up, he would talk about how much he, you know, was inspired by, influenced by Hunte. And then later, when Drake blew up, there wasn't the same love, there wasn't the same, you know, arm reach out at that same type of that standpoint.
That's different. That's different. Because Little Brother was lit before Drake was lit. I remember Little Brother when it came out. It's one of my favorite albums to listen to. Right. I know that shit back and forth, front and back. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And this is reverse.
Yeah, this is different. This is a different thing. They you know, Drake didn't introduce Little Brother. Right. Drake didn't come up with Little Brother. It's not the same thing. This is, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
It's apples and tangerines. It's like.
What do you think is, from your point of view then, how would you describe how it should be right now? You think they should be as vocal as you were? Is that fair enough? A fair place to say?
What do you mean by that?
Well, you was vocal about, you know, who they were, how talented they were, how nice they were.
Yeah. Because I just told you, if tables would turn, my nigga, I would never do that to them. Gunn, or Conway. I remember Conway used to fucking tag me in every single post on Facebook. When he was freestyle, I love Conway. I love all of them. I would never do them like that. You know what I'm saying? I had to align, like I said online, I had to align my stars myself. I would never have had to let them do that, Jay.
Yeah.
I would never in a million fucking years would I have let Mach and Gunn. Like I told you, ain't nobody fuck nobody, bitch. Ain't nobody rob nobody get shot, nobody get booked. I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I would never have done them like that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas want to get in the room and get it on and spat. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. We get over that.
Mm.
Me and Smooth just do that all the time. You know, but I would never have had to have them align their own stars, is all I'm saying.
You put out Portis Hus not too long ago. Fire
Yes.
listen. Fire listen. Fire concept.
But that's what I mean.
So fire.
But that's what I mean.
Portis House, show love.
Portis Head.
Portis Head, excuse me. Portis Head, show love.
Jeff, listen. Did you see any of them niggas show love to that?
I didn't.
So it's not like I'm just acting like there's an invisible feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on, man. Niggas even asked me about some diss ball shit. Gunn even tweeted me about some. Did he show support to the album? No.
Right.
Oh, is niggas talking about me on this part? Nah, my nigga, I'm not talking about you.
See, that right there feels like that's the part that would make me feel uncomfortable if I was in your shoes, if I was going through what you're going through. Truthfully, I got cats like that. You know, on the journalism side that I put in certain chairs, and they're the last people to show up, the last people to help. I know exactly where not to go if I need help, and it's not the places where I feel like it should be in that context. But to me, that is kind of wild that Portis Head is showing support.
That's what's fucked up. It's not wild. That's what's fucked up because look, it's the closest ones to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To be the closest ones to you that don't show no love. You know what I'm saying? I hit niggas up and ask them to tweet my shit, and niggas ain't do it. I ain't gonna say who it was, but I love niggas though. You know what I'm saying? You know that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even really know a lot of these guys either, Jay. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The reason I feel like this with Gunn and Mach, I know these niggas.
Right.
A lot of these I don't know none of these niggas like that. I don't know any of these niggas. Outside of Smooth, Planet Asia, Gunn, Mach, Conway, Vic Spencer, Chris Crack, Supreme Cerebral, Von Poe, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know any of these things, bro. I just work with them. You know what I mean? And I show love, and I want to see this shit come up because I really feel like, you know, the battle rap league.
Yeah.
How that shit's cooking right now. Right. I feel like our shit should be like that. Everybody knows who everyone is on that shit, and all of them show love to each other, even when it's beef.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it ain't like that on the shit. It's still a crab in a bucket kind of vibes. And even the producers playing to the shit, the old niggas. And, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think the industry aspect of it is playing a bigger role, or do you think
there is no industry? Well, how many times I gotta say that? There's no industry no more, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right, then
there's no industry no more, Doogie.
All right, then look at it this way then. The growth of fans and eyeballs. Right? Like sometimes people when the growth of fans and eyeballs, you know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned earlier, some cats, they what'd you say? It grinds their gears when they go out and people recognize them. You know, now all of a sudden they feel like they got to switch it up. Oh, they can't necessarily share, you know, their homies' content because their homies not on the same level or doesn't have as many eyeballs as these other eyeballs do, or this other cat's eyeballs. So I can't share his stuff until he gets up here. Do you think it's that kind of thing? Because I see that a lot.
Yeah.
I see
hear
that a
niggas-
lot.
I know you do. I hear niggas rap about it.
Yeah.
I hear niggas rap about that shit. Niggas want me to retweet their shit. My nigga, you telling on yourself, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to. You don't want to make another nigga hot.
I want to say this one.
You scared to make another dude hot. I'm not scared of none of that shit. I want everybody to be hot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you gotta play. If you gotta play foul ball to be hot, you know, teach his own, man. You know what I'm saying? Teach his own.
I think this is I mean, look, you and I disagree on the industry thing. I know where you're coming from. What
do you disagree with me with?
When you say there's no industry, I think the industry is shifted.
There's no industry.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Right. Well, I think it's shifted. Right. I think that, okay, maybe the infrastructure isn't the same. You know what I'm saying? You sign this deal with this label, that means you're going to be on the top of all these charts automatically. They're going to lace you, they're going to give you the Maybach automatically. I agree with you over there. But I think the mentality is still there. And I think it's coming more so because everybody literally is a walking scoreboard. Right? You go to anybody's social media account, you see how many points they got on the board first thing up front. Oh, this cat got X number of followers.
You know what it is? You're right. What I mean by industry is there's no more artists. That's what I mean.
And so, like, you know, because there are people who will tell people who will strategize their social media content, for example.
Yeah.
This
you
number.
Understand what I just said?
100%.
There's no more artist development.
Right.
And to me, that was the industry. We didn't know who the fuck TLC was. We didn't know who the fuck Tony Braxton was. We didn't know who the fuck Brian McKnight was. We didn't know who the fuck Keith Sweat was. We didn't keep just going on. You know what I mean?
We had no idea.
That's what I mean. To me, that's the industry.
Yeah.
To me, you just picking up somebody else who's already lit. Like, that's why Gunn didn't need Shady and them. He already doing his thing. He don't need y'all. What the fuck? Come on, man. It's a waste of time. It's direct to artists right now. It's the first time where the label is smaller than the artist. You don't even know who the fuck the Migos are signed to. You don't know who the fuck Lil Wayne is. You don't know who Cardi B signed to. You don't know who Beyonce signed to. You don't know, you know what I mean?
Do you think there's still value in the cosign?
That's where it is, yes. Absolutely. 100,000%. That's where the shift has gone to. It's a cosign, like I said, is, you know, with it being direct to artists, that cosign, you know, is a part of that. You know what I'm saying? That creates that fruition of, okay, this is what we need to check for? Yeah. Because if somebody talks about you, if a certain person talks about you, they're going to listen. Their ear is going to be different towards you.
That's the thing that I like when people, because you see this online all the time. You see it in comment section. You see it on the timeline. People sit here and act like it's not a big deal. It shouldn't be a big deal when people are upset over tweets, right? But
what you mean?
Like, you just fans. A lot of times fans say, man, you're over here worried about who's tweeting you. Don't worry about who's tweeting you. It is different because that is a cachet now. That is a sign of respect. So you have people.
And you know what? I will say this too. You might be right. The industry is still alive, but it depends on the artist. I.e., a Taylor Swift. What song who I seen came out? You know, artists like that. I'm not gonna put
like Billie Eilish.
You know what I'm saying?
Billie Eilish.
The machine can work for you.
Right. Like Billie Eilish, for example, is an artist that I don't think people really realize went through artist development. You know what I mean? Like, it sounded like she had a big year last year, but that wasn't her first project. Billie Eilish. You know what I mean?
No, I like the chick.
I like her, but she, you know, she's an example of the industry still being present. She's talented. She went through artist development. You know, she had projects that came out that were smaller projects, more niche, and then it took a little while for her to blow up. It still happened fast, but to me that looks more 90s, more early 2000s than, you know, and pretty much all through the label system. You know what I mean? That looks more like that to me than, you know, what I would say, you know, Griselda, for example. You know what I'm saying? By the time now I look at, you know, going to Shady, that cosign, yeah, that brought a lot of eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? I can't say.
But that's what I mean. But that's what I mean. That's all you need right now. Right. Because it's about eyeballs. It's no longer about posters. You know, I was telling somebody the other day about they were asking about how the new shit is. And I was telling them, you know, post is what it is. Back then it was posters. Now it's posts. You know what I'm saying? How much posts can you do to get in all your markets?
Yeah.
You know.
So do you still reach out to people for to like share your posts?
Yeah, I do. Not so much as I used to, but because that shit is dead. The blog shit is dead.
Yeah. I mean, even
it's really only a couple. I reach out to Shade 45 DJs. That's about it. I mean, the blog shit is dead, man. It's really useless, honestly. I mean, I'll send you my music, but you're not even a blogger.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
But when you did run your blog, but you know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't know, man.
It's not what it used to be. You know, you remember.
You think it's better or worse?
As far as for whom?
From your point of view. It's not what it used to be, but do you think it's better?
For the artist? I think it's better. For the blog, I think it's terrible. You know, I watched Not Right shut down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like to see that, but I saw when the shift was happening. Once the vinyls started, you know, everybody started being on the vinyls. Everyone's selling their own vinyls. And there was a time when no one was putting their music on DSPs. You remember that?
100%.
Now everybody's back to DSPs. You know, I watched all that shit shift, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's not good for the bloggers, but
it's good for the artists.
Yeah, man, it's definitely good for the artists because, you know, before niggas was waiting for them to post our shit. You remember the what was it called? Exclusives?
Right. Right.
No, premieres.
Premieres.
Right.
When I took over DX, when I became editor-in-chief of DX in the beginning, that was from the time I guess
that was the shit. DX, yeah. I remember did you used to work with the shorty up there?
Who? Which one? Sparkle, Kathy?
Sparkle. Yeah, she used to hold me down.
Yeah, Sparkle.
And I forget my guy's name. I think his name is Keith. He might have been there before you though. But matter of fact, now he was another blog.
That was the last, when I got there, maybe a year before, because we kept track of all our metrics, right? So we could tell how much every section was growing year over year, day over day, whatever, right? Yeah. And when I became editor-in-chief, it was my first time really seeing all the analytics. The whole year before I got there, the music section was tanking, because there was no discovery happening on the blogs anymore. There was nothing was brand new. Even if we got an unlisted link and we were the first ones to have it for a day or so, YouTube got it before us. SoundCloud got it before us. You know what I mean? We couldn't host anything on the blog because we get DMCA'd all day.
Right.
That's how so many cats got shut down too, or got pirating.
I didn't know that.
So we could see it then. And that had a direct impact on honestly the overall growth on the site, because the music section was always the biggest section because everybody had to go to the blogs to find the music. And while they were there, maybe they found an article or something. But that puts so much more pressure on the rest of the articles. So now it's like, all right, how much does the news section got to grow today to make up for all the else?
But you know what? You know what it is though? Keep it 100 though, Jay. Keep it 100. And I don't know if you were responsible for it in regards to your site, but there was a time when this is when the shit went down, when everyone was posting the same shit.
100%.
And it still happens now.
I mean, from a music standpoint, 100%.
I mean, the same shit. Every blog had the same shit.
Right. I mean, everybody was getting the same email.
Yes.
Everybody was getting the same email. I mean, look, I did a few things at DX. Some were real popular, some were less popular. But there was a couple of things I did because of exactly what you're saying. One of them was this, we had this thing called Hollywood Freestyle. It was it was a lost leader. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was watching these freestyles, you know what I'm saying? But it did two things. It branded us in LA. We had just got to LA, so anybody who ever saw one of them videos knew, oh, that's where DX is. So anybody who rhymed could come by and try to build a relationship. So it's outreach. And then two, I turned the music section and I basically looked at everything in the music section and be like, yo, Sparkle, who else was over there? Shirley, whoever. If you like it, put it up. Now, not everything we put in the music section made it to the front page. Not everything got tweeted out. But that was an opportunity for us to find other music that everybody else didn't have. Because at the same time, a lot of what you're talking about, I experienced in certain ways where artists, once they got big, they didn't want to talk to the blogs anymore anyway. You know, oh, we're too big for the blogs. We're only talking to radio now. Oh, we're only talking to Conan O'Brien. We talk to the New York Times.
You know what I talk about all the time is when artists do the 0 followers thing. You know what I'm talking about? Only when they get as soon as they get their wave. Oh, I got 0 followers. So I got 1, 2, 3 followers. I'm only following 2 or 3 people.
Right.
That's the ego though. That's the rap ego that niggas start to get when they get a little wave. And it really don't matter how much wave they get. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of wave is fucking maximum ego. You know, but you gotta understand a lot of these niggas ain't never had nothing. All this hustling shit niggas fronting. You know?
When's the first time you felt this from the artist side of it? I mean, I know that, you know, ego's always been there no matter what we're talking about. But when did you realize how many of these cats were so quick to switch when they got some light?
I mean, it happened immediately. I don't know what to tell you, man. That shit happened. I met Gunn. I mean, niggas will have to do their Googles, but whenever Easter Gun Day dropped, I had met Gunn September or August 2014. So whenever Easter Gun Day dropped, that was out of the blue. Me and Gunn never had an argument. We never talked foul to each other. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I was in the middle of going back to Atlanta to fuck with my ex, as I was telling you about, who was pregnant. And I was staying at a hotel. I had left my spot in LA. Excuse me. And he's used to coming to my other spot. And I was staying at a hotel because I was about to move back to Atlanta. And I had moved back to Atlanta. And I got back to LA. And that's when, like I said, I was in Atlanta for like 6 months. Yeah, I wasn't there that long. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I did this track out of nowhere. Literally, like, you know what I'm saying? And I had just talked to niggas, like, you know, I was supposed to be in Conway, you know? I don't know, man.
That's crazy.
I was supposed to be on Conway's What was that first shit he did? Reject?
Yeah.
Devil's Reject? I was supposed to be on that. But even that was in the midst of when my shorty was pregnant. Niggas ain't know. I'm not that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? To talk like that. But I was, you know what I mean? And I was working on some other shit. And I wasn't on that. That's what he did the shout out for me. And I appreciated that. He was like, my nigga Hus pulled up and blew 50. Because I really did that. When niggas came out here, I pulled up with mad fucking exotic buds. Because niggas never been to LA before. You know, Jay, when you niggas first came out here.
Right.
Niggas have been LA before. See if somebody go and buttery shits. You know, but I don't know, man. You had to ask them. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I love niggas, man. And like I said, I'm happy to see them where they at. Because I'd rather it be this than I'd rather them feel how they feel, whatever it is, because I don't know what it is. But I would rather this, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Than be where they were before. And we was cool.
It sounds like you're so proud of him, which is important.
I'm very proud of me. Me. First of all, it trickles down over the success, and I can be, you know what I'm saying, discreet how I want to be, because, like I said, I never want to be followed around behind TMZ and shit. I never want TMZ behind me and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want niggas having to feel like I don't have to kill nobody. No. You know, I don't really want to have to. And it's just like I said, being out in public, that's uncomfortable for me for some niggas to just run up on me like that, man. You know what I mean? That's uncomfortable for me, Jack. Niggas feed off of that. You know what I mean? And I know them niggas well enough to know that this is for them. You know what I mean? Mm. I could exist in the MF Doom space, though.
You could exist where?
In the MF Doom space.
That's rarefied air right there.
Ah, man, is it?
It's rarefied air. I think, you know, I think there's a lot of cats who do a good job. I feel like Mach does a good job of that, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's still I don't know if he could take his fucking mask off and walk into anywhere freely.
Right.
Niggas is too hot, man. Gun too hot. Mach too hot right now, man. Conway too hot right now. You know what I'm saying? Mm. Benny too. Benny hot. And I didn't even know Benny. Benny's the one that I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gunn kept him a secret. He was like his fucking special weapon. Because Benny fucking lit. Benny on fucking fire. But I knew Benny was hot from he had dropped this record with Green Lantern. Mm-hmm. I forget the name of it, but it was fire. This was like 2016 or some shit like that, 2015. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? He used to play me, Gunn used to play me Conway shit, and Conway was rapping over trap beats and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I loved Conway though. Conway used to tag me in all this shit on Facebook and shit, you know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, you know. So
how long do you think, because, you know, eras change, waves change. We know that. You know, this is some of the hottest things right now, things that you've been integral in building, along with so many other cats, away from the mainstream, away from the eyes. How long do you think this wave rides? Are we near the end, or is it just beginning?
This shit is like the 80s right now. You know what I'm saying?
Word up.
And I don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? The shit might even be the fucking 90s, but I know that the golden era before, that shit had a short lifespan. Like, this shit was done. But from when I met Gunn to now, the golden era back then was done. You know what I'm saying?
I never thought about that.
It was done
That
already.
is
It was done
correct.
already. And
That
think
is
about
correct.
this. Think about this.
That was crazy.
It might have been done earlier because some people will tell you the golden era started from what, 92, right? And they'll tell you when Puffy came in, that's when it ended.
Right.
92 era, what's that, 96, 97?
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of cats that say the golden era was like 88 to 94, 88 to 96.
You see what I'm saying?
No matter how you look at it, you got about 8 years.
Come on.
Wow.
Come on. This shit already pushed. First of all, Rock came out 2010.
Right. Rain,
So we're already
Hell,
a decade
Snow.
plus already.
Right.
And that was the very, very beginning. That's like Rakim. You know what I'm saying? Kane and all that.
Right.
So, but because of the internet, it's a whole new world, man. You know what I'm saying? I meet people all the time, Jay, that tell me, yo, damn, I didn't know this kind of music still existed. If I knew it still existed, I would still listen to it. I don't listen to hip hop anymore because it's just some other shit.
Right.
So as it exploits, and I don't want to have to fully exploit myself either. That's another thing. I don't really do my first interview. You know that. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever want to fully exploit myself because, like I said, that's for other people. And I recognize that. I recognized that early when I moved to LA and I walked across the street and a nigga stopped me and said, yo, Hus. You know what I'm saying? Nigga stopped me and say, yo, Hus, you my favorite rapper. I don't want to talk to you about rap. I want to talk to you about the world. Even that was uncomfortable for me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's for other people, man.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I used to take Gunn, we used to go to Fairfax, and Gunn used to freestyle in the fucking, in the Supreme store, all this shit. This shit is for him, man. He know what he wanted. Mach too. Mach was been the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Rozewood is who I want in though.
Say that again. Rozewood, what?
Rozewood. Yeah, he's the last of the Mohicans.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel
he's
like
the last of the Mohicans? Like,
you know
what I'm saying?
Do you feel like it's easier or more difficult not wanting to have your face out there, not wanting to do more interviews, not want to be a celebrity? Does that make this journey more difficult, or does it make it easier?
I mean, it depends what you want.
Well, I'm asking you based on what you want.
Yeah. Well, not really. I mean, honestly, it's been a blessing in disguise because initially I thought I wanted to be what Gunn wanted to be. We used to talk about this shit all the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I know that would be very uncomfortable for me. You know what I'm saying? And I know that now. That's why it's a blessing in disguise. And you know what? God works in fucking wild, mysterious ways, and maybe this is why niggas beat. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking know, man. Mm. You know what I'm saying? But I just know that it would be uncomfortable for me if you're asking me. You know what I'm saying? It would be uncomfortable for me to be in that kind of space where I couldn't go across the street to fucking mornings and get right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That would be uncomfortable for me.
Yo, you said something that was real dope that I hadn't thought about in that context either. You just said Roc Marciano was like Rakim for this wave, right? Yeah. And that's so true. And I don't know if a lot of people understand what you mean by that. Break that down. What do you mean by it's so true because you look at that 2010, Snow was all over the place. I mean that the project was on everybody's list.
How about this? How about Snow? Me and Smooth knew about Snow before 2010. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even I don't know, a couple years before that shit. You know what I'm saying? because we were all on MySpace, Roc, me, Smooth, you know, and I don't even really know Roc like that. I met him a couple times because I used to live in Hollis, Queens, and I was coming down to Jamaica Ave one day, and I saw Roc on the block, and I pulled over. I said, "Yo, nigga, what up?" And he came up to the car. That's how we first met. You know what I'm saying? And the second time we met was in Atlanta at an A3C show.
Mm.
You know, where I bust my ass on some fucking boxes that was standing on the side that they had nobody's being there. And I dropped my Dutchess, and Roc was like, "Yo, you drop your Dutchess, my nigga, here they go." You know what I'm saying? But
was he with Man Bites Dog there? Was that before Merci Beaucoup, after Merci Beaucoup?
I don't really know. That was before Merci Beaucoup.
Okay. I think that's when he got down with Man Bites Dog.
That was before Merci Beaucoup. That was before I moved out of New York. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This was like 2000. This is like 2010. This had to be like while he was working on shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I used to push the goal Infinity and shit. I was coming out to Jamaica Ave. I seen him on the right. And I was like, "Roc!" And I pulled over and he came up to the car. You know what I'm saying? I only met the nigga, you know, we from the same area, but
right.
You know, he's older than us. You know what I'm saying? Than me and Smooth. So
I mean, you know, people are gonna hear this. For people who don't know, Roc Marciano was part of Flip Mode with Busta Rhymes. He was on Anarchy.
And that's where I know it from. And, you know, like, I'm a Nas baby. I'm a Nas fan and all that. Wu-Tang and all that, but I was listening to Roc and all that. Only because, you know, well, the only reason that I didn't get to listen to him as much is because he didn't drop anything.
Right.
He didn't have an album. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it wasn't nothing for us to really like go off of, but the verse from the Busta album and all this shit you
right.
talking about.
Right.
That one and a couple of Lucy's. You know what I'm saying? And it's the Maxa era and all that.
Right. And then eventually stuff on MySpace.
And that was it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I had some shit in like, you know, 2002 and shit like that. You know, 2003 and shit like that. You know? And I was getting out of high school and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
I mean, how would you explain to somebody, let's say there's somebody who only really knows you, or only really knows Westside, or only really knows Mach, right? Just that's the entry point. How would you describe the influence Roc Marciano had?
I would say that he got he captured the sound first. And that's why I say he's Rakim of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he fully encapsulated like the sound of where we were going. And he had a fresh sound, you know. And he was a new kind of face. That's really more so what it is, honestly. It was his debut album, okay? Let's talk about it. It was his debut fucking album, right? New face, because you had other niggas with the shit, Planet Asia, other niggas with the elements, Killer Ben, Tri-State, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he was a fresh, we had Lucy's and all that, but then he dropped his debut album, which is basically like a decade late. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Marsburg.
Right. In regards to Anarchy's release date. But
right.
So that's you know, that's the appeal. The appeal is okay. Like I just got them telling you, there's a lot of dudes that I met that don't know that this music exists anymore, because from 2000 to 2010, there was a gap. That gap was where you had niggas like us, you had niggas like Smooth, you had niggas like Westside Gunn, but niggas don't know what the fuck they were, because The music was different. The industry that was the industry takeover. From 2000 to 2010 was the industry takeover. And then the shit stopped. You know what I'm saying? So Roc hopped on that appeal of independent, fat beats, you know what I'm saying? Which is basically just distribution, you know, and good music in that essence of 95, 96 that stopped. So that appeal, it's a lot. It's a convoluted, you know, it's a lot, man.
I couldn't, I remember, did I write that one? I didn't write that one. I remember, because that was the first year. I remember it in 2010 when Marchberg came out, that year on all the year-end lists, that album stood out. Yes. Nothing else that came out that people talked about was the best. It was the only thing that sounded like that.
What's your favorite record off that album?
Snow. It's easy for me.
Snow?
Snow's my favorite.
Right, outside of Snow, that's too cliche.
That freaking the beat on that is nuts.
Outside of Snow, that's too cliche. Outside of Snow.
All right, let me think. Outside of Snow, come on, man. All right, well, Snow is definitely my favorite one.
Thug's Prayer.
Thug's Prayer was crazy.
Jay, go back and listen to Thug's Prayer.
Thug's Prayer was crazy. And whatever.
Let me tell you what the main song you need to go back and listen to though. Okay. Pop. It's a song called Pop on there.
Pop was
and a lot of niggas slept on it because they felt like it was a little more vibrant.
Right.
But now it's 2021. You're gonna feel it. Go back and listen.
I'll go listen to that one. Whatever was dope. I remember.
Whatever was dope too.
I remember rocking.
And I love. Yes. Is that the one with Ka?
Yeah. That's the one.
Ka's my nigga too. Yeah, you know, Ka pulled up on me and Smooth in 2012 in Hempstead. You know what I'm saying? I knew Ka. I used to send Ka's music to Fat Beats.
Brownsville Ka.
Yes, Brownsville Ka. And I told him to call himself Ka Brownsville back in the day. He said, yo, Hus, I'm gonna call myself Brownsville Ka. You know what I'm saying?
Word up.
He was always ill, man.
Yo, but see, to me, and I might be off, I mean, maybe you remember it differently, but to me, Brownsville Ka, because I think it was like the next year, the year after, Marsburg.
No. What's the name of this person? Ironworks.
Ironworks, but
listen to me.
Okay.
Ironworks is Ka's first album. That shit came out. It really came out in like 2009, 2008, some shit. Right? But online, it'll say 2011 or some shit.
I remember the next year after Marsburg broke.
That's when you started.
And then Kyle was the next one on the list, and that's when I was like, "Oh, this is a wave that's happening."
Right, but have you ever heard just the Pro Tools?
Yeah.
What year did that come out?
Feels like
Just a Pro Tools.
04, it feels like.
No, might be too early. Just a Pro Tools. I think that's like
07, I guess. It feels like 06. It feels like 06. Let me check it out. Let's guess. I'm guessing right now. It feels like it was 06 to me. 04 to 06 somewhere there.
By the bed.
Let's see what.
But look.
Jizza Pro Tools. Oh wait. That's it.
So look, you see the track on there called Firehouse?
Yo, it came out on my birthday too, August 19th.
Listen, you see a track on there called Firehouse?
Yep, Brownsville Ka.
That's a full song of Ka. Guess who produced it?
Roc Marciano.
Yes, and it's a full song of Ka, and guess who did the hook?
Jizza. Wow, Jizza did the hook on it? That's wild.
Only Jizza. Jizza did the hook, and Ka did all the bars, all that.
Yo, you're gonna make me go back and re-listen to that, man. I haven't listened to it.
So what I'm saying is, so check the wave, right? I hit Ka up. I found out about Ka after that, for that wave right there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So he pulled up on being Smooth, and instead, my niggas still running it up, and he came up and gave niggas the Ironworks CD and all that shit. We chopped it up, you know what I'm saying? And then I ended up, switching my phone and shit like that. I mean, I'm losing contact, and then niggas popped off. But you know,
Right.
it's nothing. It's never nothing against Ka though.
See, Grief Pedigree is the first one that I remember from Ka.
Yeah,
Like that was my entry point.
yeah. You got to go back, baby.
I can go back and check it out.
You got to go back, baby. You got to go back.
And so now, bring it back to what you said before, which is real interesting when you're talking about how the original golden era didn't last as long as this wave now. I mean, this really puts it in perspective, because now we're talking about Pro Tools 08, Ironworks 09, Mossberg 2010, Reloaded 11, Grief Pedigree 2012. I mean, that sets up, like, that's the Mount Rushmore. That's the forefather of this style right now.
Yeah.
Wave.
And then the Cognac tape came out 2013, hosted by Roc Marciano. So, you know, you can take it how you want it, you think? But understand that Willie the Kid and the Alchemist came out like 2011 on niggas. So that shit encapsulated the sound too. But Willie the Kid was with drama. That nigga been a fucking star.
What did those
This shit is just catching up, man. The skies is just catching up to him. You know what I'm saying? But he been a star.
You mentioned going to A3C and running into these cats and going to their shows. What did the shows look like? How packed were the shows? Were there a lot of people there? Were they like showcases?
I was living a different life back then. I was really on some different shit, but yeah, it was live. That was actually the first time I ever been to a Madlib show. I don't really know anything about Madlib. I didn't find out about Madlib until later in my life. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. And I went to a Madlib show at A3C, and I was like, what the fuck? This shit is wall to wall, nigga. This shit is more packed than any rapper show. You know what I mean? This shit fucked my head up, son. Word up. I was like, yo, son, this shit's packed. And I walked on stage, I gave him the Cognac tape vinyl. He looked at the shit, he was fucking with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stacey Epps was right next there. You know what I mean?
You still have fun? You still having fun with this?
Oh yeah. This is my favorite shit, man. You know, I invest and do a lot of different shit, but this is
right.
This is it. Man. This is a good time, man. You know?
Are you up?
You know, I came up in music. I'm a jazz baby, man.
Are you up on this this NFT conversation?
What's that?
You know, there's cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, everything on the blockchain. So now people are selling and trading art through the blockchain.
Artwork, right?
Right. And so
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. I put Nailib to that the other day.
Oh, Nailib? That's what's up.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nailib.
All that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she could do all kinds of NFT. Come up quick on the NFTs.
I showed her that shit. I thought NFT was like some type of currency. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
I was like, okay.
You gonna do it? You gonna get into that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know I'm with everything, baby.
You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. I don't know. I think about this. I appreciate you, us having this conversation. Thank you for letting me be your first interview, because I feel like there is a serious gap in people's understanding of how big, how long this wave has been running. You know what I mean? And how many,
That's probably a 50-50.
That's still big to me. 50-50 is still big. That's a big, if I lost 50% of anything right now,
right,
it's a problem.
Yeah.
Unless it's a success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I lose 50% of my haters, I'm not sure how to feel.
Yeah.
Am I falling off or am I falling on? I don't know. So, but and we built a number of times, man. We've been friends for a while. I will consider you a friend, and I will consider a lot of people friends.
I consider you a friend.
You know what I mean? And the main reason is just off of the fact that it's very rare in general in my life, at any point in my life, when I run into people that thoroughly are not trying to take something from people or get something from people or use people. You know what I'm saying? I don't run into people who carry themselves with as much integrity as you do. And I appreciate
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I think that because I come from where I come from, and that, I mean, I've already had everything. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really want for anything. So I understand the wolf. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I said, I really ran outside willingly. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's the best I can say it, like, you know? But I understand that. I understand the wolf mentality. I understand if you never really had anything or, you know what I'm saying? I get it. I'm not saying that that's all it's about, but I understand. You get it.
100%. You said it well. You described it as broken homes. I think that
Broken homes, man, and it don't got to be their fault.
Right.
It's not. I mean, 99%. I mean, probably 100% of the time, it's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing to do with the children. You know what I mean?
People got different reflexes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard to fight. It's hard to fight somebody's reflexes.
Hold on to shit, man. Niggas hold on to grudges and shit like that. I don't hold on to grudges unless you shot somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't even hold on to nothing if you know, but.
Yeah. But I do need people to know that there are certain things that are signs of respect.
I started this shit. That's a way. That's a fact. I started this shit. If that's what you want to talk about, yeah. I started.
Thank you. Good. I'm glad we got to this part.
I definitely started this shit. 100%. I started this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying I don't want to be famous. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have TMZ following me around. Like I said, that's for Gunn. I know he's made for this. You know what I'm saying? I knew that before any of y'all ever heard about him. He's made for this. Mach is made. Niggas been. Rose is the next one. You know what I'm saying? He's made for this shit, man. You know what I mean? That shit is uncomfortable for me. I've been that guy already. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that shit is for them.
Yo.
I want to be an MF Doom kind of guy, honestly. That's why I wear my ski mask, man.
Can't be mad at that. That was you know my mind when you told that story. You saw Roc on the block. You pulled up. He came up to the car.
Mm-hmm.
If that rolls in reverse, and you're in Roc's position, and someone else coming up sees you on the block, pulls over, you gonna walk up to the car? You gonna build with him?
Yeah. If I was on a, of course. Come on, man. You see me, I show love to everybody. What kind of question is that, Jay? Come on, dude. I'm the guy. I'm the guy that helps everybody. Nobody helps a guy that helps everybody.
That's the trappings of being in the spotlight, you know. So, you know, and it's
I don't know if I'm in the spotlight, but I hear you.
Well, some questions are alley-oops. You know, sometimes, you know, some questions are just to get people to reinforce, you know, what they're really saying, so the listener isn't getting confused.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, like, because it's real easy to get things twisted through a computer screen. You don't know what's real when you're just scrolling on your phone.
That's really the cause of the rifts between my guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like miscommunication, and then life happens, you know, but.
So from here forward, you know, is there an ideal conclusion or change that you'd like to see between, when it comes to your relationship with Gunn, with Mach, in terms of the level of support, the outward, you know,
it ain't even about
respect?
The support, honestly. Like I told you, I was fucking with niggas before any of this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's more so about like the brotherly shit.
Yeah,
you know
or communication. You know,
that's really all it is. Communication.
Do you want that to improve, or are you kind of like, it is what it is?
I want communication. I would love communication. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it is what it is.
Right.
Also, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I've never come in contact with that.
Right.
I don't come from a broken home, Jay. I don't have these kind of issues. I can call my pops right now. I can call my mother right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't have these kind of things. I call my cousins, my uncles, any of this shit right now. My best friend, I can call anybody. You know what I'm saying? You know, I would just like that to improve. Yeah, you're right. I would like that to improve. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Communication.
That's
And that's it. Because it ain't about the music. I got enough music for niggas. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Happy birthday, nigga. What's good? What's cracking? Like, yeah?
Right. Right. I got great reception now. Shouldn't be no problems.
I got good reception. See, you sound like Mach. That's what you might want to say. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Yo, I got 2 more questions, and after that, man, anything else you want to talk about, I'm open to it. But you know, I do think that you have an A&R's ear. I think you've proven that and shown that. Who are you checking for now? Who's young? Who's upcoming? Who's under the radar? That's got your ear.
Yo, Jay, can you pause that for a second? Can I go take a piss real quick?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. All right, we back. So who's got your ear? Who you listening to now?
Right now?
That cast that people that are under the radar, people don't necessarily know about.
I mean, everybody should check out School's new album, Amongst Rules, with Giallo. But under the radar, I mean, Supreme Cerebral just dropped something tonight, I think, last night. Warm Streets just dropped some with Muggs. That shit is fire. You know what I'm saying? Sage Infinite, you know. June Life about to drop something new. Who do I really fuck with right now? As far as just like out of the pocket. I like Noah the Flood, man. You know what I'm saying? I like Noah the Flood. A lot of people might not know about Noah, but I like Noah the Flood.
Yeah, I'm not up on Noah.
Noah the Flood is fire, son. You need to fuck with him, man. He got that shit. And all of his shit is fire.
You got a dope ass name. Noah the Flood. That's fly.
Shit is fire, man.
That's what's up. I got one more. My last question is, and this is a question I've been asking MCs for years. I've been asked probably 10 years I've been asking this question. And it's for a book I'm working on. But it also, helps give me perspective.
That's right.
So with everything that you've seen, everything you've witnessed, everything you've inspired, both good and bad, what still surprises you about hip hop?
The progressiveness. You know what I'm saying? How far they take it, shit like that.
What do you mean? Like, do you talk about musically? You talk about everything?
Yeah, sonically. You know what I'm saying? How progressive they take it. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's just, I mean, and even saying that, I don't know if it's even progressive because Aerosmith and Run DMC been doing this shit already. And, but right now it's like EDM and hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the limit right now. You know what I'm saying?
What up?
But Porter's Hus, man. That's the fucking limit.
That's it, man.
Okay?
How'd you feel when Portishead showed love to the project?
Jeff Bell, yeah, he showed love.
Did that surprise you?
Jeff showed love, yes. It's very, I mean, I wasn't sure how they were gonna feel about the shit.
Right.
So yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah. That was a good look. And I know you're a humble cat. I know. But that one right there, it's all happening. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
That's the universe. That's
That
the
put it
universe.
somewhere. That's the universe. Cheers to that, right?
Raise them up.
And I want to thank Jeff for doing everything that he's doing and continues to do. You know what I'm saying? You know,
That's what's up.
that's another episode. You know what I mean? All that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like
Yeah,
you just keep
That's the universe. That's the universe. And those are the drum dealer talking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, you're receiving a love that you showed other niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's coming in a different form and a different place, everything. But you know, we always talk about stop rapping all the time anyway. So for me to go somewhere else with it, I'm happy with that.
right. Word up.
You know what I'm saying?
But yo, man, that's all I got, man. I gotta is there anything else you wanna mention? Portis Hus, we got that.
We got put it. So I'm about to drop my next one too. That one is called the Firm EP. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna take that and bring the firm vibes back. You know what I mean? Because the niggas is missing all of that goodness, all of that good shit. And that shit was short lived. Like we was talking about the golden era, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Firm. We all want it. Come on.
Right.
So
We're gonna make this part one. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this again after
we're gonna do it after firm.
after the firm. We're gonna do part two.
We're gonna do part two after firm.
That's what's up. I appreciate you, brother.
Likewise, brother. I appreciate you.
Oh man, also shout out to M80, man. Big shout out to M80.
You know, it's a guy, man.
Yeah, I do guy, man. Keep raising the bar. Right. The 80s a great friend of both of ours.
Yes,
and
sir.
you know, every time I get a chance, man, you know, I thank him for everything because he's done a lot. He's done a lot for me. He's helped me when I needed it. You know what I'm saying? He's helped me when other cats weren't there. He's a dude. You know what I mean? And that dude is smart. Like, he is smart.
That's good though.
Yeah.
Let's keep that between us. We don't need everybody else.
Yeah, that's true.
Look, let's let everybody else think he's an asshole. Let's keep that between us. You know what I'm saying? Because he's another. He got to deal with the fuck shit. You know, and I'm sure Gunn got to deal with the shit. You know, when you're on a level like that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot.